SMT Nation, we back. Nation, the wireless industry, mobile network operator space has become really, really mature. You're just not seeing the growth that you once did, especially when it comes to T-Mobile. And now what's starting to happen is the investor community, the analysts, the researchers, when it comes to money, big money people, they've taken notice to this too. And I think it's changing the way that they look and view AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile as investments. And I think this could impact one of these three carriers in a negative way, and I think one of these three carriers in a positive way. And of course, drop me your comments at any point in this video to let me know what you think about this, factors that I may have missed, or possibly what the articles that have been kind of published recently are saying about these companies. So not financial advice in this video. It is simply just to take a look at some of the factors that kind of go into these considerations. Link for the article from Yahoo Finance will be provided down in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notifications icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. All right, folks, so we got a mature market. We only have three players. It's basically a monopoly. I know there's three companies, but they sure don't move like they give a damn about anything. All right, they raise prices all the time, all these types of things. So, but anyways, all indications are the ever so growing T-Mobile company is starting to lose some of that steam. I think it's just gotten to the point, guys, where, there's only so much growth you could do, and now they're squeezed for margins and profitability, and that has turned to the attention of their investors over at T-Mobile, and that's okay. These are the phases of a company. You start as the small growth story, and then you turn into the mature company that's trying to, improve their margins and increase their probability of, making more money per customer and all those types of metrics. Anyways, T-Mobile's growth is pretty clearly starting to slow. Their mobile customer base is still very strong. It's growing, just not as fast as it used to. Their fixed wireless access service, same situation. Started out this huge growth story, still pretty fast grower, but it's not going to be sustainable. It has clearly started to slow. So when we look at these situations, it's worth the considerations. When we look at all these articles that are being, released here publicly, at least, and then there's stuff that's behind paywalls and all those things. But what we're seeing is they're starting to look away from T-Mobile. They're starting to look back where they used to invest their money, Verizon and AT&T. And then they look at their yields, and they look at their, the dividend, and they look at EBITDA, and those things are now important again. The growth story is not as important as it used to be. So it's not that the growth story doesn't matter. It's just not as important as it used to be. So all these factors, I think, coming in here and why we're seeing more of these articles written about looking at Verizon and AT&T, those stocks are pretty beaten, right? And they've been down for the last couple of years. So there's upside in that. I think also the fact that the EBITDA and the margins are better at the other two companies. Now they're starting to look at that. Incomes matter, revenues matter, and all of those types of things. It's a bottom line story. I'm not here to say that T-Mobile should be counted out. That is absolutely not the case. What I'm here to say is possibly investors have seen the growth story starting to fade, and they may be changing their outlook on the T-Mobile company. Unless you believe that T-Mobile will reinvigorate their growth somehow. I don't know how they do that, seeing as they've been pulling the same price levers as AT&T and Verizon, and they've been pulling the same fee levers as AT&T and Verizon, and their plans have gotten more expensive and all of those types of things. So, just look at what they've been doing. They've been buying fiber companies. They never were doing that before. This may mean they have to bring something new to the table because they can't grow in the same ways they used to. What do you guys think about all this? What do you think about the sentiment in the investor community kind of shifting, maybe saying that the growth story for T-Mobile is kind of waning and Verizon and AT&T might offer them more upside, and specifically more glowingly about Verizon, actually? What's your take? Agree or disagree with any of the sentiments from the analyst community and the researchers of money and the investment community? Sound off in the comment section below. You're the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.